No sooner are we back to work with the Formula One season just 1 week ago in Spa, we're in the home of the Tifosi, the home of Ferrari, the cathedral of speed. Welcome to Monza. Just 1 week on then from the Belgian Grand Prix in Spa, we are in Italy at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Celebrating 90 years of Ferrari and its 89th race. We're at Monza. It is round number 14 of the season. After this, it's the last European race of the year before we go on to Singapore on the 22nd of September, then over to Russia, Japan, Mexico, United States, Brazil, and rounding out the season on the 1st of December. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads on 268 points. Valtteri Bottas on 203. Verstappen is fighting with Vettel and Leclerc over third place in the title. They are getting tasty, especially after Leclerc's victory. Vettel, the only driver in the top 5 not to win a race so far this year. Looking further down, Gasly and Sainz are battling over 6th. Kvyat, Raikkonen, Albon, Norris, Ricciardo, Perez and Hülkenberg, along with Stroll and Magnussen, all battling for that top 9 position. It's all getting awfully close going into the end of the season. That's then followed by Grosjean on 8 points and Giovinazzi on Kubica on 1, and George Russell, the only driver without a point. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes leads the way, 471 points, over 100.5 clear of Ferrari, who are on 326. Red Bull as well on a class of their own on 254 in third. They look like to be the top 3 teams of the year. It's still close, McLaren 4th with Toro Rosso 5th, but Toro Rosso are battling Renault at the moment, who are also battling Racing Point. Alfa and Haas are battling it out over 8th place. And the mighty have fallen. Haas going for 4th last year, struggling to hold off 9th this year. And Williams, of course, just happy they've got 1 point and get some money out of the bonus boards. It's the Italian Grand Prix here at Monza, the 89th running, but the 90th official Grand Prix. Welcome to the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. Hello everybody and welcome to the Thursday weekend preview for the 2019 Italian Grand Prix here at Monza. Now, it's the last race of the European season, round 14 of the season, and I can't believe it because it only seems 5 minutes ago since we were standing here doing the Australian Grand Prix all the way back in March. However, one thing that has returned, as it's literally it was the first day back at school yesterday for everybody in the UK. So it's officially the end of the summer term, and already the cold air has returned, hence the coat. It is very cold here in our UK studio, so let's get on with it then. And everyone comes here to the final European round of the season with a sort of half-hearted approach. Of course, just 1 week ago we lost Anton Hubert in that massive crash in the Formula 2 race at Spa, and Juan Manuel Correa remains still in hospital with serious injuries, but he is in a stable condition and we wish him all of the best in his recovery. But moving on to this weekend, let's take a look around this circuit. The 90th anniversary of Ferrari, the 90th Italian Grand Prix, although officially it's only the 89th. Let's take a look around Monza in a special car. In 2010, Fernando Alonso won in this very Ferrari. It's the last time Ferrari have ever stood on the top step of a podium in Monza. Let's take it for a whiz. Down now towards turn number 1, the Rettifilo. It's a hard braking chicane. It's a right-left complex, so you hit the brakes after to be on the full throttle. Tight. This is usually where we see contact at the beginning of the race. It's such a tricky chicane. In 2001, they actually tried to abandon it and just go single file through there. It didn't work. Round now, the Curva Bazio down towards the Dalla Roggia chicane. Last year, of course, we saw Hamilton and Vettel make contact. Dalla Roggia, left, right, jump the curve. Don't put a wheel on the grass as I did as you head down now to the first of the Lesmo corners. Take the banking, let yourself go right into the curve and shoot out towards the second Lesmo. Full power now, down the back straight away. You'll have DRS here as well in the 2019 car. cars flash under the old banking of the old Monza circuit before you come into Valentino Ascari complex of corners, my favourite spot of any track on the calendar. It's so quick, and once again you have DRS down the back straight away, coming into the Parabolica. Now, this is where they originally get the Parabolica name, not the one that's at Hockenheim. This is the original Parabolica, flat out curve, made a bit easier now there's no gravel trap at the exit, but it's still a very demanding corner, and across the line. Just a short track here, 1 minute 15 in total for the professional guys, but honestly, there's no place we'd rather be than Ferrari at Monza. A wonderful circuit here at Monza, and we've got another one of those lap attacks planned for Sunday, where we go around in the 2019 Ferrari and really see what it's like as well. You may have just seen a glimpse of it at the start of the programme, the SF19 that's on the car as well, in our pre-race build-up as well. Now, with me this weekend is our pit reporter Ian Birch as well. Megan's not with us this weekend in terms of the commentary, so it'll just be me and Dad bringing you the coverage this weekend. You can hear from him on Sunday in the race and on the Grand Review podcast as well. And I do implore you go back and listen to the Grand Review podcast that have happened before, especially the Belgian Grand Prix. Me and Dad talk what happened to Anton Hubert and what could possibly be done to avoid tragedies like that in the future. It really is worth a listen as well. That's available on YouTube, SoundCloud and iTunes as well. Moving on then to this weekend in the Italian Grand Prix. Well, it started off with some interesting news, because announced last week was the fact that Sergio Perez has got a 3-year deal with Racing Point starting next season. So he's going to be there until at least 2022, a year after the regulation change. Now that is interesting. It also sort of tightens up the grip, so that's one less seat on the calendar on the format for anybody to take. Ironically, where's Nico Hülkenberg going to go? It was rumoured, could he go back to Racing Point? Answer, no, it doesn't seem like he is. So Hülkenberg has now got to go find a seat somewhere. Haas, well, that's likely. Is he going to go with Kevin Magnussen along with Nico Hülkenberg? Is that going to be the teammates? Remember the famous pen interview a few years ago? Is that really a dynamic of a good team? These two always come together on the track. So Hülkenberg's got to look for a drive. And so Grosjean. Grosjean looks to be outed from Haas at some point in the next few weeks. It looks like that's going to become official. Magnussen's, they like him, they're scoring the points, they're going to keep him. He's a hard racer. Grosjean, however, struggling to get the points in the first half of the season. He must deliver here in Italy, Romain Grosjean, in order to get anywhere in a contract renegotiation. Don't forget, of course, they've had 4 drivers, Haas. Grosjean is the only one to stay from day one in 2016. Gutierrez went. Yeah, absolutely gone out the window. So they've really got to keep their hat on it. And Grosjean's got to deliver this weekend. Moving away, McLaren, Lando Norris. What a bitter disappointment he had at the Belgian Grand Prix. His power unit failing literally 100 metres before the end of the finish, because if Vettel had passed him, if Leclerc had passed him, then he would have finished the race where he'd finished, because he wouldn't have had to complete the extra lap. So, bitter disappointment for him not to get a P5, but finished P11 in the end, just outside the points, but he's got something good going. So, and this weekend here in Italy, Lando Norris is paying tribute to Valentino Rossi. If you've been watching Lando Norris's Twitch account, you may know that he's been getting slowly overtaken by McLaren merch to Valentino Rossi merch. And this weekend he's taking it a step further. He's honouring the 9-time world champion Valentino Rossi with a tribute helmet, tribute gloves and tribute boots as well. Probably shouldn't be able to do that because I don't think I'm a gymnast. But he's tribute with head, shoulders, knees and toes, basically. And the helmet is just absolutely fantastic. It's nice to see a cross between Formula 1 and MotoGP like that. And of course, Lando's number is number 4. Valentino Rossi's 46, so he's even got that iconic number 4 on the back of his helmet, just like Valentino Rossi. And we know that next weekend is the MotoGP race at San Marino in Italy, which is close to where Rossi was born. In fact, the next town is where Valentino was born, so he always runs a special tribute helmet there. So it's nice to see these two the great god Valentino Rossi and the new young gun, down-to-earth Lando Norris. Two people that couldn't be more different. One idolises the other, and yet somehow they're almost best of friends and they're tributing, and it's fantastic to see. Moving further on as well, Max Verstappen and Pierre Gasly. So Verstappen, who was at Red Bull, Gasly now at Toro Rosso. They will both start at the back of the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. Now that is because they've taken Honda's Spec 4 engine, and now they've taken more than 3 allocated engines, so they start at the back of the grid. We're expecting a few more engine penalties here or there this weekend, but the biggies are definitely for Verstappen and for Gasly. A quick word, Alexander Albon, how fantastic did he do in his first race for Red Bull? Started at the back and mustered his way back up once again into the points. He was the highest scoring Red Bull as well, and even the highest scoring Red Bull or Toro Rosso, because he was ahead of Kvyat and ahead of Gasly. Gasly did well in his first race back, Kvyat as well, trying to prove something, but I still personally think that now they've made the right call. We were debating, they should have put Kvyat back in. No, Albon, that is what he did. He did it early on in the year as well, remember, at China when he was in Toro Rosso and started at the back. He mustered his way back into the points. He's going good there, and it's going well. So, great news for Alexander Albon. His future looks secure. And this weekend as well, now that Verstappen's starting in the back, it's now time for Albon to prove himself. How much? Can he get a podium this weekend? Can he be fourth, beat one of the Mercedes Ferraris? It's going to be close, and that's going to be one to watch as well. Speaking of Ferrari, they're coming here this weekend, celebrating their 90th anniversary in Formula 1. And there's been some talk about, is this the 90th Italian Grand Prix? People can only count it up to 88, this being the 89th. No, it is the 90th Italian Grand Prix as well. So that's what we're celebrating here this weekend as well. It looks to be an absolute classic in Formula 1 as well, because we've got the low drag downforce rear wings on again. So basically just a T-tray now. That's the rear wing. Similar to what we saw at Spa, but now it's much more refined. Hardly any winglets or anything. No cuts for the DRS either. Well, there's obviously DRS, but you know what I mean. Just next to it, the winglets on and the slight cuts to give you downforce performance, they've all gone. It's a high drag situation. So downforce is it's a fantastic circuit. You just go flat out, and it was better in the V10 days, definitely this circuit as well. But it's the quickest of the year. Now it's interesting. Follow me here. Monaco is the shortest race of the year in terms of distance. Spa is the shortest race of the year in terms of laps. Monza is the shortest race of the year in terms of time, because it's so quick to get around here, just 1 minute 15 seconds. So this is going to be the fastest race of the year. Usually just runs to about an hour 18 minutes. So unless it's a wet race or a safety car, it's pretty much all go for it, and that's what I love about it. Qualifying, well, that looks to be wet again as well. So remember a few years ago, that bizarre situation where we were sitting around in the middle of summer waiting for the track to dry. It looks like we might have that again. The race, well, there's a chance of it being wet, but we said the same in Belgium and there wasn't any, so don't get your hopes up there. But it looks to be a good race this weekend. I always love the Italian Grand Prix. There's always something going on, and it's always fantastic. Right, coverage details for this weekend. We'll be back tomorrow with the Friday practice review at the later time of 8:30. Then, of course, we'll be back at 1:30 on Saturday for the Saturday practice review, and Sunday at the earlier time of 1 o'clock for a big build-up show, as we didn't get to do it in Spa, of course, understandably. So we've got a big build-up. We've got a feature coming about the commentary box this weekend as well, where we've got loads of more features with the lap attack and strategy guides as well. It's going to be a biggie to watch. So join us this weekend here on YouTube. Subscribe, like below and everything, and follow as well, and it's going to be a great weekend. From us all here, bye for now.